All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Also, I'm going to give double honors to the elders and apostles and great millstones who teaching us truth and sincerity. Also, who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect that scattered four corners of the earth, which you so-called Negroes, Latino, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the true Israelites, the part of the nation of Israel that the Lord is dealing with, the elect nation, and no other nation according to scriptures, okay? Now, this topic that I want to get into, is getting into the Passover, the so-called, and, modern day, people will always say, we're getting into the New Year's, but when you get into the biblical understanding, the New Year is also getting into, the Passover, which is the true New Year. And that was when you get into Exodus, the 12th chapter, that's when the plagues would come, when Yahushua was smiting the Egyptians and the firstborn. One of the plagues came, and Yahushua was slaying the firstborn son of the, Egyptians. And I believe, the Israelites that really wasn't the first Israelite son that didn't follow the ordinance of the Passover. All right. So when I got into the New English translation, the English Standard Translation, however you would like to say it. Elder Apostle Tahar got into that. When you get into the word solemn, it means a serious assembly. Me being in the Passover, this will be, I believe, my third or fourth. It was serious, man, and it was an order that you had to conduct yourself in. Because the scriptures say, 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 40, let things be done in order, in decency and in order. All right. And like I said, in the scriptures also say, that, we're here to rehearse the righteous acts that we follow, the scriptures, in the scriptures. All right. So, there's some major keys and major things that you have to do when you conduct yourself in the time of the Passover, man. Like Elder Apostle Tahar stated when he was breaking it down from Elder Apostle Tahar and Elder Apostle Ramlab, it's a standard and an order that you have to uphold and upkeep. All right. So I'm gonna grab like the main points just to do to conduct yourself, because you got other camps out here that think it's a time of mirth and it's a lamb dinner. And the Elder Apostle Tahar is like, this ain't no lamb dinner. We eat the lamb and the unleavened bread because it doesn't take that long, to rise. It takes a minute for it to rise, but you gotta eat in haste. We're trying to get out of this place, out of Egypt. So I'm gonna start at Exodus chapter 12 and verse 15. And it reads, 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your house, for whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day shall his soul be cut off from Israel. Now let's look at that as a spiritual, because like I said, just a little leaven can raise that bread detrimentally. But like I said, let's look at that as a spiritual. Like you might be committing like a little, or you can offend a brother, but that can rise up to something bigger. Slakia. Just a little sin can rise up to something way, way, way more than what it is. Like I said, if you break one sin, you break all of them. So let me get a precept. Yeah, and I had it queued up. This is Galatians chapter 5 and verse 9. And it says, a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So mind you, imagine what that will do in a spiritual mindset, or, just you committing sin, compare that leaven to sin. And a little leaven and a little sin can leaven the whole lump. You might think you're not committing one thing, but it's growing up. But you have to take the Passover seriously, and also being serious sincerely. That's why it says, actually, I'll grab that in Corinthians. First Corinthians chapter 9 and Slovakia. Oh, I'm sorry, Slovakia. Slovakia is First Corinthians chapter 11 and 29. It says, for he that eateth and drinketh unworthily, eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. So you don't want to come into this Passover unworthily. You have to make sure that you're full on, count the cost, know what you're getting into. You got to make sure you take this Passover unworthily, to the best of your ability. Like I said, we're rehearsing the righteous acts. And yeah, it's going to be hard, especially with the food that you consume, because we don't know what Esau Edom be putting into this. They use all these ingredients that you really don't understand, that you don't hear every day. But also the scriptures, it tells you don't be over righteous much. But try your best. If you do know what's in these foods that you know that you can stay away from it. But we all know what Esau Edom is trying to do. Like I said, the New Year and this Passover, they're Slovakia. From the New Year's and the Passover, that just lets you know that Esau changed the ordinance, the time, and the seasons. Slovakia, Brakata. But this is something that you gotta take heed to. Like I said, when you eat, like I said, you gotta eat in haste. And even when you consume the lamb, like I said, Yahweh Shah is that sacrificial lamb. You don't break the bones of that lamb. You just discard it. You're not supposed to have leftovers. And the reason why you don't break those bones of that lamb is because when Yahweh Shah was crucified, they didn't break his bones. So you gotta really look at things spiritual. You're not just as a so-called everyday Jake who just you know how they tap the food and stuff, just try to consume. No, man. You just eat the unleavened bread, the lamb, and the horseradish. And the horseradish is supposed to symbolize how harsh our captivity was. All right? But, Lord willing, I can do a more edifying video on the whole chapter. Lord willing, Adawan Ratazah, Yahweh Ratazah, I can do it with, amongst other brothers. Because it's a serious, man. Because you don't know, man. You don't know what the Lord can do. He might can take you out just for this particular reason. But, Lord willing, I hope this video is edifying. Time in the Passover. want to close out and say Shalom. I want to first and foremost give all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, and again, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who's teaching the truth and sincerity, and also who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered four corners of the earth. Want to close out, say Shalom, and on to the next video.